Good morning, students. Now we have to start from this place, from the place where Prospero has given the instructions to Caliban and he has left the place, right? Caliban was scared of all the punishment which he would be given by Prospero, right? And so he's scared and he agrees to obey the instructions of Prospero and he leaves the scene. Then what happens? Then Ariel re-enters, invisible, playing and singing. So you remember Prospero whispers something in Ariel's ears, right? He says, "Na, hark, come here, listen. I want to tell you." And then he whispers something into Ariel's ears. So maybe this was the instruction which was given by Ariel that given by Prospero to Ariel that he should go to the place where Ferdinand was sitting and bring him here. I told you that it was a part of Prospero's plan that Ferdinand and Miranda should fall in love with each other, right? So this is why Ariel was sent there to bring Ferdinand to the place where Prospero and Miranda were. So Ariel goes to the place where Ferdinand is sitting all by himself because Ferdinand was the only one who was left alone. The other people who belonged to that ship, the other passengers of the ship, they were in groups. So Ferdinand was the only one left alone and he was sitting and crying, mourning the death of his father and the other members and companions. Re-enter Ariel, invisible, playing and singing. Ferdinand following. Now Ariel charms Ferdinand with his music. Come unto these yellow songs. This is the song sung by Ariel. Come unto these yellow sands and then take hand. Curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves with. Put it featly here and there, and sweet spirits the burden bear. Hark, hark. So come unto these yellow sands means come here, come to this golden sands. Yellow sands means the golden colored sands. And then take hands, and then come hand in hand, your beloved. Curtsied when you haven't kissed. So then you come and then you should curtsy. Curtsy means you should bow down. And then after you have bowed and kissed, their wild waves whilst. And when the wild waves have calmed down, right? After you will bow down and kiss, then what will happen? The wild waves, these roaring waves of the sea, they will calm down. Then what you are supposed to do, the wild waves, they are still and silent. Then foot it featly here and there. Then you should, foot it featly means you should dance skillfully here and there. All over the place on the sand, you should dance. And sweet spirits the burden bear. And what will happen? The sweet spirits, the delicate spirits present on this island, what will they do? They will, the burden. Burden means the chorus. The chorus of a song or the refrain of a song is known as the burden, right? So the spirits, the sweet, delicate spirits of the island, they will sing the chorus of the song. Hark, hark. Hark, hark means listen, listen. Burden dispersely within, bow, bow. So they start singing. Then the sound of this chorus is heard by Ferdinand, bow, wow. The watchdog barks. So this sound is made by Ariel, bow, wow. The watchdog barks. So the sound of the dog is made. Burden dispersely within, bow, wow, hark, hark, I hear. So again the chorus is repeated. Bow, wow, hark, hark, listen, listen, I can hear. The strain of the strutting chandelier, cried cock-a-doodle-doo. So again he makes these sounds. Ariel makes these sounds. The sound of a chandelier. Chandelier means a cock, right? So strutting means arrogant, right? Somebody who walks in a very arrogant manner. So that is strutting. Strutting chandelier means the arrogant cock makes this sound. Cry cock-a-doodle-doo. Ferdinand. Now Ferdinand is surprised to hear this song because he cannot see anyone. As have been told earlier that Ariel was invisible to everyone else except Prospero and himself. To the rest of the people, Ariel was invisible. So Ferdinand is surprised because he can only listen to the music, he can only listen to the song, but he cannot see anyone around him. So where should this music be? So he's surprised and he says, from where is this music coming? From where is the sound of the music coming? The air or the earth? So he's not even able to. What Ariel is doing? Ariel is roaming all over the place, right? Sometimes on the earth and sometimes in the air and singing the song. So Ferdinand says, where should this music be? In the air or the earth? So from where is this music coming? Whether this sound is coming, whether this sound of music is coming from the earth or it is coming from the air. He's not able to distinguish it clearly. It sounds no more. And then what happens? The music stops. So then Ferdinand said, it sounds no more. Now it's gone. It has stopped. And sure, it waits upon some gods of the island. And I'm very sure that it waits upon some god of the island. That this song was being sung for some deity, for some god of the island, right? Some god who rules over this island. It waits upon means it was like the god was accompanying, and whenever these gods and kings and all these royal people they used to come, some music is played. So that is what Ferdinand doubts, that maybe some god is coming, right? So this song was being played, was being accompanied by some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king of my father's way. So I was just sitting here on this bank and weeping, crying over the death of the king of Naples, that is my father. My father's wreck means my father's death. My father who died in the shipwreck. I was mourning the death of my father and weeping over the death of my father. This music crept by me upon the waters. Then what happened? When I was sitting all by myself, when I was sitting alone on this bank and mourning the death of my father, all of a sudden, this music came from the waters. I heard this music coming from the waves, allaying both their fury and mine. And what was the effect of this music? This music allied. Allied means to calm down. This music had a calming effect on the both their fury and my passion. Their fury is for the waves, the fury of the wave. This music, it calmed down the roaring waves and it calmed my passion also. My passion means my sorrow, right? Because I was grieving the death of my father, so this music had a calming effect. It had a soothing effect over me also, and it had a soothing effect over the roaring waves of the sea, the turbulent waves of the sea also. With its sweet air, thence I have followed. And I have followed this sweet music from that time. Or it had drawn me rather. Or to be more precise, to be more accurate, it won't be incorrect if I say that I didn't follow it. Rather, I was kind of attracted. This music had drawn me. But 'tis gone. No, it begins again. And then he says, but now this music has disappeared. I have been following this music for a long time, but now it has gone. And then when he says this, again, he starts hearing the music, right? Again, Ariel starts playing the music. And so he says that, no, it hasn't gone. It begins again. So at regular intervals, the music was played by Ariel. So now Ariel plays this song. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade. So he says full fathom 5. Full fathom 5, fathom is the unit of measurement, right? Sea, normally the depth of the sea is measured in fathom. So full fathom 5. So 5 fathoms deep within the sea, your father is lying. Of his bones are coral made. Now what is coral? His bones have been made into coral. Okay. So his bones, because your father is dead, he is lying there under the ocean, 5 fathom under this sea, and his bones have been transformed into coral. Coral are like rock-like substance. They are basically organisms, right? Small organisms, so small animals, they make this coral. Those are pearls that were his eyes. And what happened to his eyes? What happened to your father's eyes? Your father's eyes, they have been transformed into pearls. Nothing of him that doth fade. So no part of his body has faded. No part of his body has gone waste. Every part of his body has been converted into something more valuable, something more precious. Nothing of him that doth fade, but does suffer a sea change. Sea change means great transition, great transformation. So every part of his body has suffered a sea change. Means every part of his body has gone transformation into something rich and strange. So every part of his body has been transformed into something which is more valuable and which is strange, right? Which is rare. Here strange means rare, something which is not very common. So your father has gone a sea change and he has been transformed into different parts of his body have been transformed into some valuable and precious thing. Sea nymphs Ali ring his neck. And what are the sea nymphs doing? I already told you the meaning of nymph. Who can tell me the meaning of nymph? Please raise your hands. Who is a nymph? Yes, Tanisha. Ma'am, please unmute Tanisha.
Yes. Yes, you can unmute.
Ma'am, sea nymph is a sea maiden which is found mostly in the seas and the hilly areas.
Yes, it's a sea maiden, or you can say a fairy who is found in these areas, the rivers, banks, seas, hills, forest. Right. So, sea nymphs Ali ring his knell. Knell means the funeral bell, right? His funeral bells are being rung by the sea nymphs. They are ringing the funeral bell of your father every hour. Burden within. And again, burden, I told you the meaning of burden is chorus. Then again, chorus is held. Ding dong, hark. Now I hear them ding dong bell. So hark means listen. I can hear them. You also listen. Ding dong bell, ding dong bell. Ferdinand, the ditty does remember my drowned father. So now Ferdinand says the ditty. Ditty means song. The song remember. The meaning of remember here is not to recollect. It means remind. Right? So if they ask you the meaning of remember, it won't be recollect here. It will be remind. The ditty does remember my drowned father. So this song, which is sung by the spirits of this island, it reminds me of my drowned father. This is no mortal business, and I am sure that this is not possible for any normal human being to do this, nor no sound that the earth owes. And I am sure that this sound, this music, which I am able to hear at the present moment, this is not some earthly music. There is something divine about it. I hear it now above me, and now I can hear this sound coming from over my head above me. Now see, Ariel was roaming here and there, was not sitting at one place and playing the song, singing the song, was roaming all over the place, and then it came over Ferdinand's hair and started Ferdinand's head and started singing. So now I can hear it coming from above my head. Prospero, the fringed curtains, and now Ferdinand was at the place where Prospero and Miranda were present. Right? Now Ferdinand came to that place. So Prospero says, Prospero asked Miranda, the fringed curtains of thine eye advance and say what thou seest yon. The fringed curtains of thine eye. Fringed curtains means the eyelashes. Here the meaning of fringed curtains is eyelashes. So please lift up your eyelashes. Miranda must be looking here and there or looking down, right? So Prospero asked Miranda that please lift up your eyelashes and say what thou seest yon. Yon means there at a distance. Please and see what you can see there at a distance. Miranda, what is it? A spirit. Now Miranda is shocked. Can anyone tell me why is Miranda shocked on seeing Ferdinand? Rather surprised on seeing Ferdinand. Yes, Aditi.
Yes, unmute yourself.
Ma'am, because there was no one on the island except Prospero and Miranda.
Yes. this is another human figure which Miranda is seeing besides her father and that half human monster Caliban, right? Miranda has not seen any human being on this island except any man you can see on this island, human, so she was also a human being. Any man on this island except her father and half human, half monster, that is Caliban, right? So Miranda is surprised. What is it? A spirit. So Miranda feels that Ferdinand is a spirit, right? Now Miranda has seen Ferdinand at a distance and she thinks him to be a spirit. Lord, how it looks about. Look at it, how he is looking about. So Ferdinand also, because see, when you are new to a place, what do? You don't walk straight. You look here and there, trying to understand your surroundings, right? So, and whatever was happening to Ferdinand had never happened before. This strange sound coming from nowhere. He can only hear the sound. He cannot see the musicians who were playing this song and from where the music was coming. So he was also kind of surprised. So he was walking, following that sound, right? He was kind of forced to follow that sound because he was completely mesmerized, spellbound by it. So he was following that sound, walking, looking here and there. So Miranda says, what is it? When Miranda saw Ferdinand, she said, what is it? A spirit? Is it a spirit? He looks like an angel. Lord, how it looks about. Look at it, how he is looking here and there. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form. And then she tells her father that trust me, it carries a strange form. It is used for Ferdinand, right? It carries a brave form. It carries a brave form means he is here brave form means beautiful form, a very handsome figure, right? So trust me, sir, he is very handsome. He looks like an angel. He doesn't look like a human being, but is a spirit. But I am very sure that he is definitely not a human. He is a spirit, some angel. So Prospero corrects Miranda. What is it? We have done it, carries a brave form, but is a spirit. But I'm sure he is definitely a spirit. He cannot be a normal human being. So Prospero corrects Miranda and says, no wench. Wench means a young lady, right? A young maiden is known as a wench. So he says, no wench. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have. So Prospero says, no, my dear maiden, no, my dear girl, you are highly mistaken. He eats the way we eat, he sleeps the way we sleep, and he has all the senses like us. So he is as much a human being as us are. This gallant which thou seest, this gallant means this fine, handsome youth which you are seeing in front of your eyes was in the wreck, was a part of the ship which wrecked, was one of the passengers in the ship which wrecked in front of your eyes. And but he's something stained with grief. That's beauty's canker. Thou mightest call him a goodly person. So this is what Prospero says, that though he is looking somewhat stained, because see, Ferdinand must have been fatigued, tired, and then he was in deep sorrow because he had lost his father. So that is what Prospero says, that though he looks kind of stained with grief means he looks like grief is stricken, right? He looks very sorrowful at the present moment. That's beauty's canker. That's beauty's canker means that has destroyed his beauty to some extent. He had become pale because of his grief. Thou mightest call him a goodly fellow. You can call him, but still you can call him a handsome fellow. He is okay, he is handsome, but though he is not looking that handsome at the present moment because of the grief which has taken over him. So, but still you can call him a goodly person. A goodly person means a handsome person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them. And now he is roaming on this island, roaming from one place to another, wandering on this island from one place to another, searching for other members who were with him on that ship. He's searching for his fellows and stray about to find them. So this is what he's doing on this island. Miranda, I might call him a thing divine. So Miranda says, no, I still don't agree. I would like to call him a thing divine. He is definitely not a normal human being like us. I'm sure he is some divine creature. Miranda says, I might call him a thing divine. I'm sure he is some divine creature. I'm not ready to believe that he's a normal human being like us. For nothing natural I ever saw noble. I ever saw so noble. Miranda says that why? Because I have never seen such a noble creature in my life. So I can't believe that such a divine creature, such a handsome, such an angelic creature can be a normal human being. Right? Prospero. Now Prospero moves to one side. See, it's written aside. So it means these words are not heard by anyone. Right? These words which Prospero utters now, he is talking to himself. Right? Just to convey his feelings to the audience. Right? What he is feeling at the present moment. These words, they are not heard by Miranda. Whenever you will come across this word aside, it means that others who are present on the stage, the other characters, they are not listening to him. So Prospero moves to one side and he says, it goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Now, this was what Prospero wanted. He wanted Ferdinand and Miranda to fall in love with each other. And now, this is what is actually happening. So he says that it goes on. Now I am very happy. Everything is going on as my soul prompts it, as I desire, as was desired by my soul. So everything is happening according to my desires, my wishes. Spirit, fine spirit. And then he says about Ariel. He says, my sweet Ariel, my fine spirit Ariel, I'll free thee. So within 2 days for this. Now, because you have done such a great job, you have made Ferdinand and Miranda fall in love with each other. So for this great, wonderful job which you have performed so excellently and brilliantly, I will free you within 2 days, right? Within 2 days from now, I will free you, which will be a reward for your great service which you have done. Ferdinand, most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Now, Ferdinand also beholds Miranda. He is also able to see Miranda now. And so he also thinks Miranda to be some goddess. Maybe he has not seen such a beautiful maiden in his life. And so he says, most sure. So I am very sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. This is the goddess for whom this ditty, this song was being sung. Right? So this song was being sung because of this goddess. They were the spirits who were attending on this goddess. Vouchsafe my prayer. May know if you remain upon this island. Vouchsafe means may God grant my prayers. So then he says that may God fulfill my wish, may God grant my prayers, may God give me what I desire. Then he asks Miranda, may know if you remain upon this island. May I know if you belong to this island, if you live upon this island? This is asked by Ferdinand to Miranda. This question is asked by Ferdinand to Miranda. And that you will some good instruction give, how I may bear me here. So he says that if you belong to this island, if you are the goddess of this island, if you belong to this island, then I request you to please give me good instructions. Please give me some instructions, some guidelines, how am I supposed to carry myself on this island, because I really don't know the rules of this island. I really don't know how I am supposed to behave upon this island. So I request you, if you belong to this island, please instruct me. How am I supposed to behave here? My prime request, which I do last put down. But my greatest request is, my prime request means, but my most important request is, the most desired question which I want to ask at the present moment is, which I am speaking at the end, which I do last pronounce is, it means that which I am, though I wanted to speak it before uttering all these words, all these things which I have said, though that was the prime question which I wanted to ask, but I am speaking it at the end. Oh, you wonder if you be made or not. Oh, you wondrous creature. Oh, you wonderful lady standing in front of me. I just want to know whether you are a maiden or not. Right? Maiden means whether you are unmarried or not. He wanted to be sure of this because he has already fallen for her. So Miranda says, no wonder, sir, but certainly a maid. So Miranda says that no, I'm not a wonderful creature, but I am definitely a maid. So I'm still unmarried, but I'm not something wonderful, right? Any doubts? So now what does Ferdinand say? My language heaven. So when Miranda says that I am not a wonderful creature, but definitely I am a maiden. I am still unmarried, though I am not something wonderful. So Ferdinand says, my language, heavens, oh my God, she's talking in my language. He didn't expect Miranda to speak his language, the language which he and the people of his country speak. Ferdinand is surprised. My language, heavens, oh my God, she's speaking in my language. I am the best of them that speaks this speech. Were I but where it is spoken. So he says, I am the best. I am one of the noblest person who can speak this language. I am so well versed in this language. See, you remember that Prospero taught Miranda everything. Prospero was Miranda's teacher. So, because Prospero belonged to Milan, so he must have taught her the language of Milan. So that is why Miranda is able to speak the language of Milan so fluently. So Ferdinand says, I'm the best of them that speaks this language. I'm one of the most noblest person who can speak this language. Means I'm very well versed in this language. Were I but where it is spoken. And how I wish that I would have been at the place where it is spoken. That I would have not been on this island, rather I would have been in Milan where this language is spoken. Prospero, how the best? Now see, Prospero has to do something, right? To test his love, to test Ferdinand's love. So he says he has to play the father. So a father cannot be cool about all these things from the very beginning. So he says, how the best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee? So because he called himself the noblest, he calls himself the noblest here. He says the best. So he says that I am the best who can talk in this language, this line. I don't know what. He says here the best. You can see here. He calls himself the best here. The best of them. So Prospero catches hold of these words which were uttered by Ferdinand the best. And he says, how dare you call yourself the best? What wert thou? What will be your position? What will be your condition if the king of Naples heard thee? If the king of Naples comes to know about this, whatever you have uttered, you're standing here on this island and calling yourself the best. If the king of Naples comes to know about this, about your utterance, what will be your position? What will be your condition? So Ferdinand says, a single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. So he says, I and King of Naples are the same thing now. Because what Ferdinand believes is that his father is dead. And because he was the Prince of Naples, so after the death of the King of Naples, he will automatically become the King of Naples. So that is why Ferdinand says a single thing. Right? King of Naples and I, the person who is standing in front of you, they are the same thing. A single thing means they are the same thing as of now, as I am now. As of now, according to the present circumstances, I and King of Naples are the same. That wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. And I am standing here in front of you and I'm surprised to hear you talk of Naples. Because what he thought was that this was an uninhabited island and they were some strange creatures. So he was surprised to see them talk about Naples. He was surprised to see them talk in their language. And so he says that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. I'm really surprised, shocked to see you talking about Naples. He does hear me. And as far as my father is concerned, who was the king of Naples, he is wherever he is at the present moment, I'm sure he is able to hear me. And that he does, I do. And I'm sure that he can see that I am weeping on his death. that I am crying for him. I'm missing him so much. Myself am Naples. So at the present moment, I am Naples because my father is dead. I am weeping, I'm mourning the death of my father. But the reality is that I am Naples now. I am Naples means I am the king of Naples now, who with mine eyes, never seen at ebb, beheld the king my father. And I am the person, I am the witness to my father's death. With mine own eyes, I have seen my father die in that shipwreck. The king my father wrecked means I have seen with mine own eyes the shipwreck of my father, the shipwreck of the ship on which my father was present. So never since at ebb. And from that time, mine eyes, they have never stopped shedding tears, right? So I have been crying from that moment when I saw my father's ship wreck, right? From that time, I'm continuously crying. Miranda, I lack for mercy. So Miranda says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's really a sad thing, right? So may God have mercy upon you. May God bless you. It's a sad thing that your father died." Ferdinand, yes, faith and all is lost. So Ferdinand says, yes, faith means believe me, trust me. Says, yes, whatever I have uttered is the truth. Please trust me. And all is lost. And it's not that my father was the only one who was drowned in the sea after the shipwreck. All his lords, the Duke of Milan and his brave son being twain. Twain means two. So besides my father, all his lords who were present in that ship, and the Duke of Milan. The Duke of Milan. Who was the Duke of Milan? Piyush.
Ma'am, Antonio.
Antonio. So he says, not only my father, all his lords, and along with them the Duke of Milan and the son of Duke of Milan. Means the son of Antonio also perished. Son being twain. Twain means two. So the Duke of Milan and his son. They were the other two people who perished with my father and his lord. Prospero aside. Now again Prospero moves to one side and says the Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control me. So who is the real Duke of Milan? The Duke of Milan is Prospero. And Ferdinand is addressing Antonio as the Duke of Milan. So that is what Prospero says. Prospero says that the real Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter. More braver means more beautiful daughter could control thee. Means they can contradict you on this statement. Right? This is statement which you said, na, the Duke of Milan and his brave son, they have perished. So the real Duke of Milan, because Prospero was the real Duke of Milan, is standing in front of him. So that is why he says that the real and the true Duke of Milan and his braver daughter means and his beautiful daughter can control thee, can contradict your statement, can challenge your statement if now it were fit to do. But this is not the right time. This is not the fit time to do it. Right? And because it is not the fit time to do it, so you speak whatever you want. You can address Antonio as the Duke of Milan, no problem, because this is not the right time to say anything. This is not the right time to challenge your statement. So you can address Antonio as the Duke of Milan. At the first sight, they have changed eyes. So these are the words which are uttered by Prospero on moving away, after moving away from that place. Means Ferdinand and Miranda are not able to listen to these things. At first sight, they have changed eyes. They have changed eyes means they have exchanged glances, means they have fallen in love at first sight. Delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. My dear delicate Ariel, my skillful spirit Ariel, I will set you free for this great job which you have done. And then to means to Ferdinand, he says, a word, good sir. Good sir, I want to have a word with you. I want to talk with you. I fear you have done yourself some wrong, a word. I'm very sure that by saying all these words which you have said about the King of Naples and by calling yourself the King of Naples, because this is what Ferdinand said, that I and the King of Naples are the same at the present moment. So Prospero says that I want to have a word with you. I want to talk to you, sir. By calling yourself the King of Naples, you have definitely done some great wrong. And we need to have a word. We need to talk about it.
And it's already 9:55.
So I think we should end the class then. Yes, it's 9:56. So we'll end the class now and we'll move further tomorrow.